Hello guys and gals, welcome back to my channel. If you just so happen to be stopping by for the very first time, you may have saw a little thumbnail somewhere in your feed and you're like, who is this girl? And you happen to click on my video. Thank you so much for being here, by the way, and my name is Donella. Now, continuing with the 2018 summer foundation test that I spoke about. Okay, great. That I spoke about probably like 3 videos ago, when I initially did the Beauty Bakery Cake Paste foundation review. I did say that I was going to be testing out a bunch of different foundations for summer 2018, just to basically see which one holds up best with my oily skin and which one holds up best with, the fact that I live down here in the tropics, as you guys call it. We call it the Caribbean. And down here tends to get either hot or hotter. So I know a lot of companies claim that their foundations can hold up to this type of humidity and whatever else. So I just really want to put what they're saying in their claims to the test. So for this video, I will be testing out. I'll be doing a complete wear test because I have somewhere to go. So I'm going to go out and then I'm going to come back later on this evening and give you guys my final thoughts on the ColourPop No Filter foundation, just to see how well it holds up, not only with the hot sun outside, but also with my skin type, because I have oily skin. Just in case if you happen to be new here and you're wondering the type of skin that I have oily skin. ColourPop recently extended their no filter line. When they first initially launched the no filter concealer, everybody instantly fell in love with it. As a matter of fact, everybody was kind of wondering, if they were just going to stick to eye and lip products. And every now and again you see them do something, they bring out something new. Like, they're probably one of my favorite inexpensive makeup brands, because when I first heard about ColourPop, like, I used to just buy, like, I can't even recall having any other pencil when it comes to repurchasing except ColourPop pencils. I love ColourPop pencils. You like the quality of the product. You're getting a pencil, a lip pencil for $5, and the quality of the product is so good. I just feel like there's no other company out there to date that could actually compete with ColourPop lip pencils. I'm sorry. And I'm saying that without any water in my mouth. I'm putting it out there. I truly believe there's no other company that can compete with ColourPop when it comes to their lip pencils. That's just how I feel. ColourPop recently extended their no filter line, and it now includes 42 shades of their no filter foundation. They also recently launched some, what are they called? The ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. Now, the No Filter Setting Powder comes in 3 shades. It is translucent, banana, and translucent deep, which is, obviously the translucent is like the whitest shade. Then there's banana, which is in the middle, which is like the yellow one. And then there's a translucent for, darker or deep dark skin beauties that runs similar to the Laura Mercier medium deep translucent powder. It kind of reminds me of that. Or if you guys are familiar with the Maybelline powders, Maybelline recently launched, well, not recently, but sometime back, Maybelline launched some loose setting powders where they had like a wide variety, a wide range of setting powders, and one of their darkest color is like a really like browny reddish powder, and it looks so good and it looks amazing on deep dark skin beauties. Also from the No Filter line, they also launched the No Filter Sheer Press Powder, and I only bought one. If I'm not mistaken, they launched 2 light, 2 medium, and 2 dark shades, for light, medium, and dark/deep dark skin beauties. And I actually bought the shade Deep Dark. This is the darkest shade from the ColourPop, the pressed powder. Basically, this is like a pressed version of the No Filter setting powder. So I bought this one in banana, and I said, I'm gonna buy the Deep Dark shade in the pressed powder. So I'm actually mixing 2 primers right now. The Black Radiance Skin Refining Primer. Now, I know you guys can't really see this on camera, but there's like some in the corners of it. And I'm not ready to give her up until I get the new one. So we can just have to work with what's in here. And I mix it with a bit of the Milani Prime Perfect Pore Minimizing primer. So I'm just going to dig into the corners, get her out. A little bit in the So let's just jump straight into using this. By the way, this foundation actually comes in 0.85 fluid ounces, which is like 25 milliliters, which is like, you know, just a little bit less than, now our foundations usually come in a full 1 ounce bottle, but this one actually comes in just 0.85 fluid ounces. So this is probably just, you know, it's a tad bit less than you would normally get in a regular foundation. Okay, I like that. Keep it up the survey so she ain't gonna pump it away. Okay, so I think that was 1 pump. I'm gonna start out with 2 pumps. And as per usual, I am going to do the little dots around my face, starting with the areas that actually need extra coverage. I forgot to mention this. Now, if you need a little bit of help in finding your shade for the ColourPop No Filter foundation, they do actually have like a little shade finder section right there. When you click on the foundation section, you know, so let's say for instance your shade, whatever in MAC or in Fenty, then you know exactly what your shade is for the ColourPop No Filter foundation. I'm usually like an NC50 in MAC, and I forgot what color I am in Fenty. But anyway, my shade match came out to be number 175. So I'm gonna see if they will lie to me or not. I actually noticed like right off the bat is that this is like super easy to blend out. It's one of the things I definitely noticed. Even though it says that it's a natural matte finish, it definitely is easy to blend out. So that's a plus for me. I like foundations that are easy to blend out. I can't take on having to be dragging my face like, oh my god, oh, what's going on here? The thing dry down on my face and it's stuck in one place. I can't take on foundations like that. I like foundations that are easy to work with. Like, there's absolutely no reason after me having to pay whatever you say your foundation costs, plus shipping fees, plus KDP fees, to have to be over here struggling to blend out your product on my face. No, I can't deal with that. Now, this is what 2 pumps of the foundation looks on my face. By the way, if I didn't mention it earlier, my shade is number 175 according to the shade chart that they have on their site. So this is actually 2 pumps, and I do actually believe that I shared it out a lot. So you know what? I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'll be right. Okay, so I have my eyebrows done, and what I think I'm going to do is to actually apply maybe a pump or 2 more. Yeah, and just without doing this, the whole spot thing around my face, I'm just gonna dip it into my beauty blender and just really go in from one side to the next. Okay, so this is the foundation on its own, and I'm just going to allow it to dry down a bit more, and I'm going to use the shade number 48 in the ColourPop No Filter concealers. Then I'm going to set the highlight with the ColourPop No Filter powder. This one is in the shade Banana, as I mentioned earlier. And the good thing about this is that it comes with a sifter, so that's always a plus. You know, you get to control how much of the product comes out at once. So I'm just going to set this using the same beauty blender I use to apply my concealer. Next, I'm going to go in with the ColourPop No Filter Sheer Press Powder, and this one is in the shade Dark Deep. Just taking a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to try to contour my face using this powder. Now they did say that this is a sheer powder, so I imagine I probably might have to go in a couple of times to try to see a bit of color on my face. I imagine I would have to. So I just went ahead and completed the rest of my look. It is, oh, it's around 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. So I'm going to be, you know, doing a few things around the house. Then I'm going to head out, and I'll probably check back in with you guys maybe around 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. Before you guys ask, I am wearing the ColourPop and Makeup Shayla collab from her little collection that she did with ColourPop recently. I bought the gloss with the No Filter collection because I really wanted to create a look I would only wear lip gloss alone. And I bought this because, you know, I absolutely love glosses that have like little sparkly stuff inside of them. I don't know if I should call them glitter, but they have like spark. This actually has sparkly stuff inside of it, and it's called Meat Free. I bought the rest of the collection in another order, but I really wanted this to arrive the same time with the No Filter collection that I bought. So I'm going to check in with you guys a little later on this evening. This is what my final look looks like, and I'm just going to check in with you guys later on to give you guys my final thoughts on the entire No Filter collection from ColourPop. I'm back and it is exactly 8:45 p.m. So I have given this foundation on my face, let's say, a good 6-hour wear. I completed my makeup sometime around 2 o'clock earlier this afternoon. So let's just say 6 hours. Let's just round it off. You know, just say 6 hours. Now, let me just give my final thoughts on this ColourPop No Filter foundation. Now, the first thing that I noticed, like straight off the bat, when I started to apply the foundation, is that the claims on the site says that it's a full coverage foundation. If I'm not mistaken, and you guys can actually, you know, rewind this video just to be certain, that I did actually apply 4 pumps. 4 pumps. That clearly isn't my strong point. 4 pumps. I applied 2, and then I applied another 2 just so that I can actually get that. Well, I really wanted to get that full coverage-ness that they claim that this foundation has, and I definitely didn't get that. Like, even after 4 pumps, I'm just thinking, you know, even after 4 pumps, like, how many pumps do I actually have to apply in order for me to see this full coverage that you say that this foundation actually has? So that's the first thing that I noticed, like straight off the bat, that this definitely was not a full coverage foundation. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a couple of things about it that I definitely loved. I love the fact that even though it's an inexpensive brand, you know, ColourPop is leaning over into complexion products now. I love the fact that they got the undertone right. Like, I didn't have any issue at all with the undertones. Like, I felt like the warm undertones. By the way, this foundation comes in 42 shades, if I did mention that earlier, and I feel like they got the undertones correct. Like, I definitely did not have a problem with this this shade. This is the shade 175, and I felt like it just instantly, there's no issue basically. So I didn't see the full coverageness, yes, that's a word, I just invented it, that they said that this foundation had. I didn't see it, but I loved the fact that they got the undertones right, and I love the fact that the foundation was definitely very easy to blend. I didn't have any issues with trying to work here and there and seeing any streaking or anything like that. Do you actually plan to try it out with a foundation brush just to see if maybe using a brush might make a difference? I'm still kind of on the fence with this foundation. Like, I'm not really sure if I love it or if I like it. Like, I feel like I need to try it a few more times in order for me to actually make up my mind. I'm not really certain about this product, but it's kind of on the fence for me. I don't hate it, but I don't totally like it. So that's really my thought on the ColourPop No Filter foundation. The second product I want to give my final thoughts on is the ColourPop No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder, and this one is in the shade Deep Dark. I can't really say I had a problem with this pressed powder. The only thing is that, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with pressed powders. There are times when I like them, there are times when I would just say, give me a loose powder. So I definitely didn't have a problem with this. She definitely held up to her name of being a sheer pressed powder. So in order for me to actually see something on my face, I had to actually kind of what do you call this motion? I actually had to like pat it in instead of doing the usual strokes. You know, whenever you are applying a bronzer, you have to do it in like light strokes. In order for me to actually see something on my face, I definitely had to go in and pat it in order for me to see something, because it's a sheer powder, so we can't really expect it to actually show up with just one swipe. This definitely held up to its claim. It's a sheer pressed powder, you know, just for persons who don't really like the whole heavy feeling of a bronzer, or, you know, for persons who definitely just want to skip out on the whole contouring thing, but you just want to give your face back that, you know, that lighting that it actually needs, then you know the ColourPop sheer pressed powder is definitely a powder that you probably need in your life. And if I'm not mistaken, this runs for like $9, which is not bad. And the final product I want to talk about out of the entire no filter collection from ColourPop is my favorite product from the entire line, you know, with the exception of the concealer. Y'all already know that I love the concealer since they first launched it. So I love the concealer, and now I absolutely love the no filter setting powder in the shade Banana. This actually kind of reminds me of my Beauty Bakery Yellow Flower. It doesn't have that harsh, rich yellow finish like the Sacha Buttercup powder. There's definitely some color. You can actually see the color underneath my eye. It has that very light banana shade to it. It's very easy to work with, and I love the fact that it just melts into my skin. So of all the things that I used today from ColourPop, from the no filter line, I should say, this was definitely my favorite products out of all of them. Now find a little bit here and go back to the foundation, because I know some persons actually take certain things and feel like, you know, it's the gospel. If I have oily skin and it doesn't work for her, it's not going to work for me either. But here's the thing that I keep telling people time and time again: everybody's skin is different. Yes, we may have the same skin type, but hey, there are certain products that I have a friend that has oily skin. There are certain products that I think looks amazing on her skin, and they just work amazing with her skin, but when I try it, I don't get that same type of vibe. So I always tell people everybody's skin is different. So if you want to try the ColourPop no filter foundation, definitely give it a whirl. It's only $12. It's not gonna run you, you're not gonna run broke from $12. I mean, come on. That is, what is that? This is like a price of a hamburger or something like that. I don't know. A hamburger costs so much, or I don't know, a plate of food, a chicken lunch, I don't know. But it's definitely not going to broke you. So if you feel like, hey, I really want to try this, but you want to run away because of what I'm saying now, don't run away. Buy the product, use it, try it, test it out, go to work with it, go to some panty, I don't know, wherever you want to go, just test it out. Don't just take what I say here and feel like it's the gospel. Everybody's skin is different, so it may actually work for you, but I just feel like I'm still on the fence about it. I feel like I need to use it a couple more times before I actually can say whether I like it or not. So my final thoughts on the ColourPop no filter foundation and the rest of the ColourPop no filter line. Now, as you guys know, the music festival and White Sands weekend is quickly approaching, and your girl has a heck of a schedule ahead of her. Like, I literally just see things rolling in every day that I have to try and fit in here, there, among being a mother and actually having a 9 to 5 basically. So I'm just saying all of this to say that I may not, possibly almost not have an upload for the following week, because y'all already know your girl likes to eat, and when ethnic fatigue hits me real hard, I have to go sleep. So I'm just putting this NB right here just in case. Now, I'm not really certain if I'm going to have a foundation review. I may have something different, maybe something that's maybe 5 to 10 minutes long. That may not be a foundation review, but I'm definitely going to try and push myself. But if you guys don't see anything, like, just give me a chance. And Lord, man, she must be tired. So don't forget to follow me on all my social media accounts. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, right here on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button on your way out. Yes, definitely until my next upload, because I'm not making any promises here. Until my next upload, you guys, be patient, stay with me. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye bye.